very good evening and welcome to UBC News Tonight at 10 p.m. today on the 11th of January 2024. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha. We start off with President Sharon Museveni, who has urged African leaders to prioritize the protection of water sources and fragile ecosystems within their countries to ensure the future of modern farming, where irrigation will be increasingly essential. His call comes in response to water shortages affecting some African countries, even as others have abundant water resources for agriculture and development. President Museveni made these remarks to water shortages on the final day of the extraordinary summit of the Comprehensive African Agricultural Development Program, where African Union Commission Chairperson Moussa Faki also emphasized the importance of encouraging youth to take up farming. Details follow.
Not all African countries are fortunate enough to have abundant water sources and fragile ecosystems. Some face frequent water shortages which hinder economic activities, including agriculture. This situation highlights the importance of countries with abundant water resources assisting those without. This message was among several shared by Uganda's President Yoweri Museveni with fellow African leaders as the extraordinary summit of the Comprehensive African Agricultural Development Program concluded in Kampala.
Northern Africa has got a water problem. Even Southern Africa gets periodic shortages of water. Here in the Nile Valley, we are always arguing about the 85 billion cubic meters of that river at Khartoum, the River Nile. In the past, I posed a question to Dr. Boutros Ghali of Egypt, the following questions. Question number one: are you aware that the Congo River has got 3,000 billion cubic meters of water per annum going into the Atlantic Ocean? Now, all this water is going into the Atlantic Ocean every year, just going. Is the Atlantic Ocean thirsty for water? You can tell me whether the Atlantic Ocean is thirsty for water, all this water which is going. Why doesn't Africa discuss with our brother people of Congo about how this massive water that is not used could help the water-stretched parts of Africa?
Museveni urged African leaders to embrace new water technologies to support increased rainfall in water-stressed nations.
Is Africa aware of the technology of desalination? When we spend so much time talking about so many things, but I have never heard people talking about desalination. Desalination happens in nature, done by the sun, evaporating ocean water into vapor that eventually becomes rain. Why doesn't Africa intensively study this? If the cost of desalination goes down, Egypt and other coastal countries would become upstream countries, while we that harbor the origin of the Nile would become downstream countries.
He emphasized that achieving this goal will enable commercial agriculture to thrive, leading to food security and prosperity for Ugandans and Africans at large.
After waking up our people as to the crucialness of commercial agriculture and rationalizing it, we then realized the danger and the unfairness of confining ourselves to just producing raw materials for other countries far away to transform into finished products. A kilogram of coffee may give us US dollars 2.5 as a raw material. However, the same kilogram roasted, ground into powder, and packaged will give the cleverer foreigners who added those steps abroad, $40.
However, there are still significant challenges to address, one of which is the issue of non-tariff barriers.
There is no doubt that they undermine the advance of agriculture in Africa. Uganda easily produces all types of agricultural products: maize, sugar, milk, beef, poultry products, etc. The internal market is not enough. However, production is disrupted when in some years, some of the brother countries say they have bumper crops and de-license Ugandan products. Why do you de-license products of a brother country? If you have a bumper crop, let the products compete.
To overcome these obstacles, it is crucial to involve everyone, which is why the youth must be encouraged to embrace commercial farming.
The profound disaffection between the land and African youth, the disaffection of these young people with agriculture and the rural world, their break with the ancestral world toward urban uncertainties and perilous immigration, all these increase our existential drama. Who do we hold responsible for such phenomena? Not on the youth, for sure.
Empowering women and engaging the youth will unlock the full potential of the sector as they are the drivers of innovation and resilience in our food system.
Development partners outside Africa have pledged their support to the continent in this effort.
In line with the strategic objectives of the Kampala Declaration, we will work to align our support and investments with national and regional priorities.
The 3-day Cardiff Summit of 2025 was held under the theme Sustainable and Resilient Agri-Food Systems for a Healthy and Prosperous Africa. Henry Okrut, UBC.
The African Union Extra Summit on the Comprehensive Africa Agriculture Development, has concluded in Kampala with a call to strengthen peace and security among African countries. Leaders discussed how to promote dialogue and build stable institutions which are crucial for sectors like agriculture to thrive. President Yoweri Museveni shared how Africa can grow by eliminating ideological, philosophical and strategic mistakes that hinder development. He highlighted 4 key sectors for modern economic growth: commercial agriculture, manufacturing services and ICT.
The Extraordinary Summit on the Comprehensive Africa Agriculture Development Program, CADIP, has showcased the continuous journey towards development. Over the 3 days, African leaders discussed crucial areas to foster progress in agriculture. Under the theme, Sustainable and Resilient Agri-Food Systems for a Healthy and Prosperous Africa, African Union heads of state and governments recognized that agriculture not only meets the needs of the African people, but can also support the global population. President Yoweri Museveni and President João Lourenço of Angola briefed the public on a draft document that outlines CADIP's objectives for the next decade.
As you can see, Uganda is a very rich country. We have got everything. But the problem was organization, how to organize the country in a modern way. So we identified the 4 sectors: commercial agriculture, manufacturing, services, tourism, hospitality, professional services, and later on, another sector, ICT. That's how the economy has been growing quite well. We are now a middle-income country, but we are going to grow even much faster than we have been growing.
President Museveni further emphasized that Africa can enhance growth by avoiding strategic, ideological, and philosophical mistakes.
It is therefore very important for me, who has been active for the last 64 years. I've been involved in African and Ugandan issues, to have a chance to meet with people from the rest of Africa so that we can share notes. It is possible for Africa to grow. Therefore, if we meet and share ideas like we have done now, we are going to sort out all this. So I'm very happy, and I thank His Excellency President Lorenzo for chairing this meeting.
CADIP leaders stressed that peace and security are essential for building stable institutions, which in turn support development.
A summit at a high level will undoubtedly contribute to break the deadlock and avoid a setback in the process and ensure that the gains made are not eroded, especially the neutralization of the allied democratic forces of liberation of Rwanda, as well as the withdrawal of the military contingent of Rwanda from the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Leaders also acknowledged the progress made in agriculture, urging nations to invest in human resources to achieve the desired outcomes of CADIP.
And within the framework of the implementation of our strategy and decisions, which we approved during this forum, and we noted that we made progress, and this is encouraging, and it shows that if we further commit our energies, and if we further commit financial and human resources, we'll be able to achieve development, we're able to achieve our outcomes and ensure significant progress. And
currently, Africa's population of 1.5 billion people, which constitutes 18% of the global population, is expected to grow to 25% by 2050. This growth will increase Africa's ability to reduce dependence on food imports, particularly if the continent leverages its vast arable land. The push for a single African market through the African Continental Free Trade Area could further bolster Africa's agricultural growth. Dorcas Kimono and Daniel Mugoya, UBC News.
Thank you so much, Dorcas Kimono. Now, beneficiaries of the drought-resistant Gala goats have urged the government to continue restocking the Karamoja region with more hybrid, resilient livestock. The Gala goat, a hardy breed known for its ability to withstand droughts, has gained attention for its resistance to opportunistic diseases which often plague ordinary goats with weakened immune systems during dry spells. Take a look.
Having enjoyed relative peace in 2019, Karamoja sub-region slid back in a state of insecurity, with Karimajong warriors taking laws in their hands to terrorize communities, conducting cattle raids that resulted in loss of lives, cattle theft, and proliferation of small arms in the region. In several meetings, the Karamajong cried out loud to government to help them be resettled in their respective communities. Cabinet approved a supplementary budget of 39.9 billion Ugandan shillings to support the disarmament program. Despite the ongoing disarmament program, President Museveni launched a Marshall Plan to restock Karamajong sub-region with drought-resistant Gala goats.
By providing a package to the Karachunas which can enable them settle and rehabilitate themselves and their livelihood.
What I'm giving you now is just a beginning. The goats are just a beginning because they are easier. But later on we shall add more things.
The distribution of the drought-resistant Gala goats has been ongoing in the 477 parishes that constitute Karamoja sub-region. 15 beneficiaries from each ward were identified.
Each should get 16 goats, whereby 15 are female and 1 male.
Meanwhile, 20,942 are yet to be delivered, despite the challenges faced in Gala Goat Distribution Project. Whereas government is committed to restore Karamoja sub-region, the project is facing some setbacks of some beneficiaries selling off the donated Gala goats to them by government.
The local East African goats, a number of them died, but the Gala goats, the white Gala goats, are doing very well.
However, there are some success stories of beneficiaries in the districts of Amudat, Moroto, and Nakapiripirit. Speaking in an interview with them, beneficiaries revealed that the Gala Goats project has improved their lives.
For the offer, and she knows this is motivating. It is motivating her, and it is motivating the husband from going to trade. They already returned the gun, and the husband is no longer trading.
And I appreciate the project so much because this project has really, we received it at the right time, when actually, much as it was at the right time, but the aspect of the aspect of insecurity is one which is really big.
Each goat at this moment has given birth to almost 3 times. This is the third, and going to the 4th. So it is one program that was spot on, especially for the communities of Amudat, because the environment is very good. The goats are easily adapted to the environment, and they are doing very well.
Leaders here appealed to government to further restock Karamoja with improved Gala Goats hybrid.
I really appreciate the project and OPM and government of Uganda for supporting our communities, and how I wish they should really continue, because if all these communities, the villages get these goats, I think the aspect that every person will be taken up looking after his own goats, and there is no way they can go to raid, because
government continues with this program. It is one way of getting these communities out of the poverty, because like for us in Amudat, we have very limited arable land, but livestock does very well, especially the goats. So if government can continue supporting.
Gala goats do well in semi-arid areas, which is the same environment across the 9 districts that constitutes Karamoja sub-region. Maureen Iga compiled this story for UBC.
Established in 1956 as Uganda's first pilot settlement firm, the Mobuku Irrigation Scheme in Kasese District, Western Uganda, has seen recent rehabilitation, leading to improved production of various food crops and dairy farming.
The scheme now accommodates over 8,000 farmers from across Uganda. Nagolo James, the officer in charge, explained that the rehabilitation has increased the number of farmers and improved the livelihoods of both direct participants and casual laborers.
The scheme was established in 1956 as the first pilot scheme in Uganda and commissioned in 1964 by both the Department of Agriculture and Water. The scheme covers 2,000 hectares of land, of which 990 hectares of land for gravitational flow of water, purposely for crop farming, and 1,010 hectares of land for dairy farming. The recent rehabilitation, which covers 516 hectares of land, belongs to Mobuku 1, which have 164 farmers, each with a farm holding of 8 acres, approximately to 3.2 hectares of land per farmer.
Government collaboration with National Seed Company, NASECO, has provided farmers with improved seeds and trained them in good agronomic practices to maximize yields. However, Nagolo noted challenges such as land grabbing, which has affected production. The matter is pending resolution in court. The secretary, Mubuku Irrigation Scheme Farmers Cooperative Society, commended the government's efforts to expand the scheme's acreage, which has attracted more farmers, including business communities previously less interested in agriculture.
Even town dwellers, yes, even town dwellers have resolved to farming because they have seen that in most cases, running on the shops without farming may not benefit a lot. So they have come because the government has developed this second phase, which is having over 900 over 900 hectares, and it is also an irrigation system. We are privileged for that.
He called on the government to find better market prices for their produce, noting that increasing production costs due to pests and weeds have made farming more expensive. A fruit farmer, Didas Bazimarambu, shared that pests have significantly increased the cost of fruit farming despite frequent pesticide application.
Iyo government kakube tuyamba nk'emibazi nk'ejo aho tusokutunga mu busingi emibazi niche kikuru emibazi tufuhira emibazi netwara sente nyingi niche kizibe echo cyonka kuba kabutari burweire emiyembe yakubere inamagoba cyonka burweire nibwo birete kizibu.
Ruth Twesigomye explained how climate change has led to a rise in pest resistance, making rice farming more difficult.
So government yatuyamba muri ekyo abana baitu batakatusisikayireho haboko bitu amani gaitu gona gali mfamu aho obunkulime enyanya zange butunguru sazi no runyanya ruli habeyi baitu akahuka katulemeseze kulima enyanya titsoba kulima nyanya akahuka nkaterera kimwe nyanya nibaketa kadoima niyo katapira omurujungu hati katapira eginetero runyanya nerutekaho obuntu bwa black nikatahira kimwe omunde teka enyara nanko sigo bwako buli buzara kimwe sanga obuhuka bona bwijwire bukatapira omunda muri mu runyanya.
The dairy farm manager, Brian Kalonge, noted that although weather changes affect dairy farming, production improves during the rainy season. He encouraged other youth to engage in farming as the government has expanded irrigation land.
When you gain from farming, when you practice farming and you gain, is when you will take farming as a good game. I can advise my fellow youth to practice and try farming.
Stakeholders in Busia district are encouraging all youths, both locally and across Uganda, to participate in the general update of the National Voters Register, which will take place from January 28th to February 10th, 2025. The NRM flag bearer of Samia Bugwe Central Constituency in Busia district, Wanyama Richard Hamala, officiated at the annual youth sports tournament organized by BILP Initiative Uganda at Buhehe Primary School Playground. Take a look.
The National Resistance Movement flag bearer for Samia Bugwe Central Constituency in Busia District, Wanyama Richard Hamala, has emphasized the importance of updating the National Voters Register. This was during the area's annual youth sports tournament organized by BILP Initiative Uganda at Buhehe Primary School Playground. He stressed that the voter update exercise is crucial for ensuring that all eligible voters are prepared for free and fair elections.
We are encouraging everyone to register in the NRM register. We registered, but I know they will come back for update. If you want to update, be sure your names are correct. They're in the right polling station which you want. But when the elections reach, you are able to poll. Otherwise, if you don't poll, then you will not be benefiting us as politicians. And also your life. A vote is what decides your future. If you choose it wrongly, you will suffer the next 5 years. If you choose it wisely, you'll be able to ask for accountability from your leader whom you elected.
He said the National Voters Register is an essential process to ensure the inclusivity of all eligible voters in the upcoming elections.
Go and see. Those who have reached 18 years, go and enroll. enter as new people. Those who have been there, you may want to change polling station, you go and update. It's about updating. Those who have been maybe from Kampala, voting from Kampala, they want to vote from Busia, this is the time. So from 20th to 10th, I've seen the Electoral Commission to be out. The register will be at the polling station. You go there and you go and update it. Because without you being in the register, you will not be able to hold elections. You'll just be a supporter, but at the end of the day, you will not decide who becomes your leader. So I want to encourage all the Sami Abagwes of Busia district and all Ugandans to reach this opportunity to be able to go and update themselves in the voters' registers for both NRM and the fine.
The Chief Operations Officer for BILP Initiative Uganda, David Sidonyi Ulumbe, shared that the annual youth sports tournament aims to identify and nurture talent in various sports such as football, netball and cycling. He also highlighted the organization's broader mission of supporting local communities and vulnerable individuals.
As BILP of Uganda, we are involved in a number of things. And we just introduced sports as one of the components, one of the objectives, and purposely to harness talent and try to see how BILP can develop.
He urged area residents, especially those organizing the tournament, to refocus on the original goal of promoting local talent and youth empowerment. Sports coach Bernard Bwire assured the community that efforts are being made to connect Busia's youth with reputable sports teams and opportunities for professional growth in sports.
We have managers in sports that we are linking this youth to, of which from our initiative, BILP initiative, we are connecting this youth to various clubs in this country and even outside this country, that the youth can have chance to go ahead with their talent.
Charity Marion Imnat and Thando Martin for UBC News.
One Ummah Uganda has distributed Zakat to over 400 Muslims from various parts of the country at the main mosque in Kampala. The Deputy Mufti of Uganda, Sheikh Mohammed Harun of Kenya, led the ceremony to distribute the Zakat, emphasizing its importance in uniting Muslims and assisting the community.
Over 400 Muslims from different parts of Uganda have received Zakah from One Ummah Uganda. The event was attended by the Deputy Mufti Sheikh Muhammad Harun Abu Kenya, the District Qadi of Wakiso Sheikh Elias Kigozi, and many others.
Alhamdulillah, we've considered almost 429 beneficiaries, Alhamdulillah, from different districts. That's Kazo district, we have some from Bushenyi, we have from Barara, we have from the Busoga region, we have from different districts.
Some recipients of the Zakah shared their experiences, explaining how their lives had been impacted, with many expecting significant positive changes following the receipt of the Zakah.
Muslim converts, I would like to appreciate One Ummah and their donors who have donated their funds as Zakah to us. I'm going to use this Zakah, or the funds I've got today, to set my life. First of all, I'm going to buy some new clothes as a respect to my Islamic faith, and I'm going to use some of the funds to start a small business. Since I have not been working, I went through a lot when I converted my faith to Islam. My father fired me from home, disowned me.
Rashida Nablime, one of the Zakah recipients, explained her gratitude, stating that the money she received helped her buy medicine for her son, who has a brain injury. She thanked One Ummah Uganda for their support.
Told us to do EEG. We did that scan, and they realized that that boy has got generalized epilepsy. Single mother, the father said doesn't produce that kind of babies. Me, I come here, they will help me. Now I'm very happy. I'm so happy, so happy to get this money. So, because I'm going to help my baby, to get that medicine. The medicine is expensive, so the medicine is called sodium valproate and the packing.
The Deputy Mufti, Sheikh Muhammad Haruna Bukenya, thanked One Ummah for their work in distributing Zakat, noting its role in uniting Muslims without discrimination. He also called on wealthy individuals and organizations to continue helping those in need. District Kadi Sheikh Elias Chigozi, also director of One Ummah Uganda, highlighted the importance of Zakat in supporting the poor. He noted that Zakat helps individuals who are in dire need, providing them with crucial support to improve their lives.
The people receiving, they pray to those people, so at the end of the day you find everyone is fine. We aim to make sure that these people are changing their lives, these people are living the good life, these people can also stand for themselves. The money we've given out, we are very sure that it can be a reason for someone who's worth it.
Kigozi emphasized the need for Zakat to be used wisely, especially in educating people about legal rights and responsibilities, as well as its positive impact on the government's efforts to reduce poverty.
We hear President calling people to save themselves from poverty, and President has been moving all the country to make sure that he's calling people, he's teaching people how can save themselves from poverty. We join the call of the President.
The country director, Hajat Shania Kigozi, explained the foundations of Zakat distribution and encouraged those who received assistance to use it wisely.
The brothers from the UK, for the effort that they put in and collecting this Zakat, and we also thank them for always considering the people of Uganda. The Zakat you've got is one of the pillars of Islam, so we kindly request you to use it in the right way. We know mostly like our brothers, they like marrying and so on and so forth, but try at least to do maybe some business. Inshallah, when maybe you gain from the business, but then you can think of marrying more than one wife.
Jamil Sekaja compiled this story for UBC News.
Zakat, a key pillar to donate 2.5% of their earnings to charity after covering their basic needs, is very important for Muslims. This ensures that individuals struggling financially are not burdened by contributions beyond their means. Muslims from Kazo district in western Uganda were among the beneficiaries of this year's Zakat distribution, organized at the Ugandan Muslim Supreme Council headquarters.
A delegation of over 20 Muslims, led by the woman member of parliament for Kazo, Jennifer Muhesi, received Zakat funds distributed by One Ummah Uganda at the Gaddafi National Mosque in Kampala. Each beneficiary received over Uganda shillings 700,000, bringing joy and hope to those who had been struggling. Many expressed their gratitude to God and to the organizers for the much needed support.
Katonda kulw'ekibiina kino ekya One Ummah Uganda ekisobodde okutuwa obuyambi buno bwonna okutuwa ku ssente ezisobola okugenda okwekulaakulanya. Wano tubaddewo abantu bangi nnyo, abantu nga 420, naye nga buli muntu bamuwadde emitwalo 7,807.
Okusiima NRM egyitwagiremu eya President Museveni omushaija ogwo akatwara gye emyaka egi yona yamazire akisanja turi abaramu buri muntu nakundana na mutayi we notambura uko kwenda hariho mbiyana yo n'umuhanda kuri bantu bakubuzabuza kandi nsimana n'ekyo kigombe kyite kya Umma ayakiteekateekire nimusimira kimwe ntine bugarukira.
Fred Mwesije, who helped mobilize the beneficiaries, praised the organizers for their generosity. He acknowledged the positive impact of such charitable acts in transforming the lives of struggling families in his community.
We are here to thank the for organizing such events. This is an event which is meant to support people from poor backgrounds or from humble backgrounds. Go back and buy things which can be sustainable as far as development is concerned. Buy something like a goat, start something like a small business, it will help you. And to the people of Mbarara, especially our leaders, this is an eye-opener.
Jennifer Muhesi commended the government for ensuring peace and freedom of worship, essential for the country's progress. She encouraged the beneficiaries to use the money wisely, as it holds the potential to improve their livelihoods and uplift their families.
For that matter, I wanted this opportunity to thank the Muslim religion and its leadership, especially in Uganda, that does that. Because it's my second time when I'm witnessing this, to appeal to everybody, not the Kazo people alone, to every Ugandan, every Muslim that has benefited from this program. Remember that this money that you have received is someone's effort, someone's sweat, and it's given to you to lift you up from one position to another for the better of this country, for the better of Muslim community. I request and I pray that let this money do something.
I am Chibedi Bashir and Stephen Kayumba for UBC.
The Commissioner in charge of elections, Stephen Tashavia, has cautioned politicians against inciting violence during the electoral process. He referenced a survey conducted during the 2021 general elections, emphasizing the negative impact such as actions that these actions can have. Now, Tashavia warned that violence could lead to the annulment of elections and costly by-elections. He made these remarks during the Busoga Regional Stakeholders Engagement in Jinja, which was held ahead of the scheduled update of the National Voter Register set to take place from January 20th to February 10th, 2025.
You ought to raise it during that time, so you closed. It's important for the population to know that it's not helpful. It doesn't help them to have violence during an electoral process. Because by and large, if you have an electoral exercise fraught with violence, if you go to court, it will be cancelled. Actually, from April, we are going to have elections of people who will actually graduate and translate into members of parliament. And that's why it is important for us to have a national voters register by April, because if you don't have the national voters by April, then you will not have the voters register for those special interest groups. And that also answers why people have been saying, why don't you wait? Because some people are turning of age even after April.
So today the major purpose was to disseminate information about the update of the National Voters Register for purpose of updating, registering and transferring.
So it is also our responsibility to work with the Electoral Commission to make sure that the exercise goes on well.
The Electoral Commission should intensify voter education. We are happy that today the Electoral Commission emphasized that they have already embarked on voter education through engaging schools and through having talk shows on the different media houses.
So this the opportunity.
The Electoral Commission yesterday launched a stakeholder sensitization campaign as Uganda prepares for the upcoming elections. Now, of course, Richard Babo Kamjisha, the acting secretary who represented Justice Simon Biabakama, cautioned political parties against both intra and inter-party rivalry to avoid violence during the election process. Take a look.
Over 1,000 Electoral Commission stakeholders, including politicians, religious leaders, civil servants and others from 18 districts across the southwestern region, gathered at Hotel Triangle in Imbara City to learn about the Electoral Commission's roadmap. The participants were briefed on the upcoming voter register updates and the display of the National Voters Register, along with the registration process for special interest groups. The acting secretary of the Electoral Commission, Richard Kyomugisha, highlighted the program for updating the National Register, which is set to begin on January 20th, 2025.
We shall be deploying update officers, both at parish level and per enrollment kit, to make sure that all those Ugandans who have since turned 18 years and have never registered to vote in an election have their particulars registered so that they can participate. Also, we shall be targeting the students who are registered by NERA under the Learners Project and have since turned 18, provided they have the NIN numbers, they will come and we shall be able to locate them polling stations.
Kyomugisha emphasized that for the elections to be successful, all political parties must maintain discipline and avoid intra- and inter-party rivalries.
We encourage political parties, when they are in the process of handling their internal processes, to do it in a manner that promotes cohesion, because we know we have had challenges arising out of intra-party rivalry and then inter-party rivalries, and sometimes these manifest themselves in elections in the form of violence.
He also cautioned against the misuse of social media during the campaign period.
Use of social media, especially to spread harmful messages, including hate speeches, and also rallying people around wrong motives, is becoming a challenge. It's not only in Uganda, it is globally that social media is becoming a very big challenge in mobilizing people, and we as managers of elections, we know that they are capable of spreading misinformation and other harmful propaganda.
The Member of Parliament for Rampara County, Amos Kankunda, encouraged Ugandans to actively participate in the voter registration update exercise.
Starting from the 20th of this month to the 10th of February, to start looking through the registers, to be sure that who is in the register, whoever is in the register is the right person. And if you don't have that information, contact your chairman or someone, contact the district leadership, contact your councillors, so that you're guided on the dates and the places where to go and do that.
Participants at the workshop expressed appreciation to the Electoral Commission for organizing the event and pledged to collaborate closely to ensure the success of the election.
But today we are very
In more stories, Senior Presidential Advisor Sam Ngola has expressed concern over the behavior of some young people who seem to have abandoned their futures in favor of wasteful lifestyles. He was speaking at the Yahweh National Youth Conference in Lira, where he urged religious leaders to intensify their efforts in guiding the youth towards spiritual and moral rejuvenation.
This is a generation. The National Youth Conference held biannually provides a platform for encouraging young people to channel their talents positively and become future leaders. This year's event was no exception, featuring creative presentations that highlighted societal challenges and the consequences of straying from moral and spiritual path. Senior Presidential Advisor Sam Ngola commended the Yahweh Pentecostal Mission for its commitment to youth empowerment.
We need to come together and also work together.
He expressed concern over the current behavior of some young people and urged religious leaders to do more in guiding the youth towards spiritual and moral renewal.
I feel very bad. That's why I was thanking the priests and all those pastors for teaching them how to live those bad manners, smoking, drinking, staying at night on the road, going to discos. When you come to church, you learn and then you leave and you go ahead. There's no leader who has not started this leadership from childhood.
There are things you do and we wonder. Organized by the Yahweh Pentecostal Mission, the conference aimed to provide a renewed spiritual journey for young people, particularly during their holiday break. The initiative focused on transforming and uplifting the youth. God, the Son, can fit your life. Bishop Joel Mukalo, key speaker, emphasized the importance of embodying the fruits of the Holy Spirit in order to become positive role models. He also addressed the sanctity of biblical marriage, stressing the importance of discernment and compatibility before marriage, while cautioning against succumbing to societal pressures.
The best way to communicate the word of God to them is not to use only one method, but to use various methods. But then also we give them the opportunity to teach each other or to teach one another through songs, through instruments, through speech that they give,
He specifically warned young people against marrying divorcees unless their spouses had passed away.
There are so many dangers. A divorcee will never be completely settled with you. Once the other partner is still alive, the divorcee will continue to think about the other partner because of the good thing either he or she got from the other partner. These are problems that we don't want our young people to enter into.
The conference also touched on the contagious issue of the same-sex marriage with a strong opposition from the church. Mukalo reiterated the church's stand on traditional marriage and praised leaders like President Museveni for upholding Christian values. Edi Ulwa, UBC News.
The State Minister for Lands and Housing, Pasis Namuganza, has lauded the message of love and humanity promoted by the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, emphasizing that it plays a significant role in fostering cooperation and development among Ugandans. Namuganza made these remarks while addressing the Ahmadiyya Muslim women attending their annual convention in Chantamba village, Chiboga district.
The national leader of the Ahmadiyya Muslims in Uganda, Alhaj Muhammad Ali Kaire, has condemned the growing neglect of parental responsibilities by some men. This was on the second day of the Ahmadiyya Muslim convention held in Chantamba village, Chiboga district.
Take the child, the girl child, to school. Asome. Bwana asoma nabeera ne skills. Ajja kututendekera abantu abapya.
He also urged the women to take an active role in preserving and protecting the environment, which is facing increasing degradation.
It has been noted that it is the mothers who force their tender girl children to leave school and join marriage life. It is the mothers, not the fathers. You who are supposed to train these children up to full age with proper skills, it is you who are depriving the nation of future doctors, engineers, and entrepreneurs. Now, much as you have made takbir, because I have said that you can do it, you are not doing it.
Minister Pasis Namuganza praised the Ahmadiyya Muslim community for their commitment to peace, highlighting that peace is the cornerstone of national development. Namuganza also pledged government support for the women, promising assistance in accessing government programs aimed at empowering communities towards self-sufficiency.
And more so the issue of the girl child, which they are emphasizing to ensure that Muslims they don't give in their children and other people who are not Muslims, their girl children, in for marriage at an early age. I found their teaching so interesting, and if we can have more of such groups teaching the Ugandans and the people of the world such directions of life, I think the world can be a better world.
The convention will conclude tomorrow with the main theme focused on promoting peace and love among all people.
I want to thank the young people who are working with Amir for remaining religious, and I want to thank my boss, the President of Uganda, for allowing us reach everywhere and for not discriminating religion and for allowing Ahmadiyya to practice. Just like Amir said, they were not allowed to practice Ahmadiyya here. Amina and Obote chased them away. So now they are back. When the president returned in 1986, they returned and they are working hard. So Amir, thank you very much, Amir.
Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo. Dial *165 *80#. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You are now entered a draw to win school fees.
Looking for instant excitement? The Uganda National Lottery Spin for Cash game is now available online. Wherever you are, you can join the excitement for just 500, 1,000 and 2,000 Uganda shillings. Don't miss out. Register now on www.nationallottery.go.ug for a chance to win your share of 2 billion instantly. What are you waiting for? Play Spin for Cash now, anytime, anywhere. Ituba is the proud operator of the Uganda National Lottery.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
This is so much smoke. How you doing? My friends told me about an affordable solution. They're called Greenergy BioStove. Very clean and very safe. Let me call them right away.
Wow, can you believe these beans are ready in just 45 minutes?
Greenergy ethanol stoves and fuel. Enjoy cleaner, healthier and affordable cooking. Cook your food in less than 2,000 shillings per day. No charcoal. Stop deforestation. We are looking for agents across Uganda. Greenergy, Bible Corner.
You're still watching UBC News Tonight. The state of the Smart City Bazaar, which is a market in downtown Kampala, has left many leaders in awe. Take a look.
This is the Smart City Bazaar, which is located in Kisenyi, which is one of the capital city's most populated dwellings. This Smart City Bazaar is a market that was offered to vendors that formerly worked on streets by President Yoweri Museveni and has 10 acres but is currently sitting on 7 acres of land. It was officially launched by the Prime Minister Robina Nabanja in 2023 with more than 16,000 vendors registered at the time. But last forward, the vendors in the Smart City Bazaar are facing challenges like lack of shelter and loan repayment, some of which they blame on negligence by politicians and local leaders.
Shelters zetuyina oba zetuteekayo oluvannyuma lwa wiiki 3 ziyulika zeziriwa zetuyina ge matundubaali enkuba ekuba abantu baffe abafumbi b'emmere abo abafumba emmere yaabwe essupu bwe tuba tunywa tulya mukyungulule amazzi gayiika muli ate omusana bwe gwaka nagwo gubayisa bubi.
Tukola abakyala abasinga bakufuna mpola aba wansi netufumbuuzibwa bingi yawakeeyo erimu naye tusaba pulezidenti waffe yatugulira akatale kano atwongeremu amaanyi abantu bajja bamu ne bagenda babeeramu abakyala bamanerenda babasumbuwa. Tubadde tusaba mukulembeze w'eggwanga lino nga bw'asobola otuzimbira akatale kano atuyambe atuwe ne ssente ne bw'anaaba nga atuwoze naye nga tuzaayo nga tutweraliikirira. Tumwebaza nnyo ne kabinenti ye okusingira ddala kyatukoledde ky'amaanyi titusasula we tukolera.
Some reprieve to allay the vendors' fears has been offered by NRM stalwart Baker Mande Chambade, who visited the market.
The key thing, first of all, I would appreciate the President of Uganda for giving us this 10-acre land to low-income earners for the informal sector taking place in this area. Well, unfortunately, ever since the government gave in that, the President gave that area, no other leaders in our government have been able to come through and support these people around here. Right now, we observe the torn areas, the dust in the market, the shelter is extremely poor. So the politicians and the so-called leaders of Kampala district have taken their own will to cheat their offices and do nothing. I, coming from the ghetto area, coming from a local common person, I'm going to try to lobby from the different few guys, friends of mine, that can be able to help me and they support my poor areas, even if it is shelter, even if it's on the catapults, even if it's anything that can be able to come through, even if it's some small money given into their circles because they are complaining. Money lenders are taking all the monies from them.
At the moment, the Smart City Bazaar is home to around 2,000 vendors that trade in, among others, food and household items.
You used to tell me that I don't make you happy. All that time you would be complaining. I'll call you every day, yeah yo, baby don't know.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000 or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100*21# and select daily or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
The holiday table is set. Steam rises from freshly prepared dishes. Family photos line the walls, but one chair remains empty. An empty chair that wasn't supposed to be empty today. All because someone thought arriving 5 minutes earlier was worth speeding through that last corner. Destination. This festive season, thousands of chairs across our country should not remain empty. Chairs that hold our fathers, mothers, children, friends. Is your rush worth leaving an empty chair at someone's table? Drive within speed limits, because every empty chair tells a story of loss that could have been prevented. Speed kills. Drive to arrive alive. Tofia Kukubo. This message is brought to you by Uganda Broadcasting Corporation in partnership with Uganda Professional Drivers Network, Private Sector Foundation Uganda, and Maritime Cargo.
Welcome to the last segment of UBC News Tonight that started off at 10 p.m. and about to come to an end with our sports story where Uganda has especially Kapchorwa and Sebei region is bracing for the third edition of the Discover Uganda Run. It is powered by Jacob Kiplima and organized by the Rosa Associata Management of Italy that includes Federico Rosa and Stefano Kugusi and has Peter Chelengat as the manager in Uganda. The third Discover Uganda Run that will be hosted at Kapchorwa Bomber Grounds next weekend is expected to be graced by more than 4,000 runners. It will start with the off-road trail race next Friday with the respective gender top performers to share a 4.5 million Ugandan shillings prize. Saturday is expected to be the most fun-filled with a reward race in both junior and senior respective gender categories, whose top 7 and 5 will share a 25 million reward cash. There will also be a school race for under 12 and 15 at this run that aims at talent identification, exposure, community transformation, economic empowerment and promotion of education. At the last edition, 800 children, 354 juniors, 260 seniors and 77 in the trail run took part in this Discover Uganda Run that is fully supported by Nike and Uganda Athletics Federation. Some of the winners from the last edition were Nancy Chepkuru, Hosea Chemtai, Yekos Dismas, Doreen Kibet and Victor Kwemboy. This year's edition will be graced by many elite runners, most of whom will take part, while a few of them will be there for solidarity and inspiring youngsters. Tonight, that's all we had for you. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha. Have a blessed night and a very beautiful Sunday. Hope you go to church if you're Christian and enjoy your lovely night. Bye-bye.